Who is going to win the Scottish Cup? Yes, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. And today's video is a bit of a different video I would ever do on this channel. Well, obviously, I did a similar video to this for the playoffs in England last season. However, though, today I'm going to be predicting the rest of the Scottish Cup. Now, we're in the quarter-final stage, and ties have been confirmed. So basically, I'm going to be predicting all the quarter-final games like normal, giving my scores, score predictions, and say that who I think will win, and I say what score I think and what, and then at the end of this, I will be doing and end of the quarterfinals. So say the last game of the quarterfinals, say Gretna Morton against Hearts. After that, I'll be going on to Wheel of Fortune to do a semi-final draw to see who would get who in the Scottish Cup semi-finals, and I'll predict that, and then I will predict the Scottish Cup final. So yeah, guys, hope you guys do enjoy this video. Please make sure you smash the like, subscribe, get notifications on, and yeah, let's get straight in. And also, before we get even started, I'll just quickly mention the quarterfinal ties as they follow. So obviously we've got Aberdeen against Kilmarnock, Celtic versus Livingston, Hibs versus Rangers at Easter Road. What a game that's going to be. And then Gretna Morton, the only non-Premiership side left in the Scottish Cup, take on Heart of Midlothian. So yeah, or Hearts, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first quarterfinal in order is Aberdeen versus Kilmarnock. And this is going to be a good game. Obviously, I'll try and watch most of these as possible. So yeah, obviously Aberdeen, they're not doing great in the SPL this season. They currently sit 8th or 9th by the time of this recording. Well, Kilmarnock, obviously, they currently sit in the top 4, looking good to get into Europe, get into Europe this year. But however, though, Aberdeen, they usually are quite good in cup competitions. Unlike last season, when they got knocked out in the 4th round by non-league Darvel, which is still mental. That how did little Darvel beat Aberdeen? That has got to be the biggest shock in cup history that last season. Well, Kilmarnock, obviously, they usually get knocked out in the 4th round or whatever. However, I think Aberdeen, they will be the favourites though going into the game because obviously at Pittodrie, home advantage. However, if you look at the form side, I'd say Kilmarnock are the favourites. And you know what? I'm going to back Kelly to win here. I'm going to say a 2-0 Kilmarnock win at Pittodrie. Derek McInnes getting a W over his old club. So I think Kilmarnock will be going to Hampden for the Scottish Cup semi-finals. What a time to be a Kilmarnock fan right now. Mental. So the next quarter-final, of course, it is second in the Scottish Premiership right now. Celtic, the holders of the Cup, against bottom of the Premiership, Livingston. Now, Celtic, I mentioned on this during the SPL Scottish Premier League talk I did last night. Celtic, they've actually haven't been great, consistent all season. Obviously, they have won. They've beaten, say, like Bonnyrigg, not Bonnyrigg Rose, Bucky Thistle, and obviously say Mirren to get into this stage. Of the competition. So yeah, obviously, Livingston, obviously, they just about get scraped past Partick Thistle on penalty kicks to get into the stage. And saying that though, in the league, Livy have been terrible in the league all season. I honestly, they don't have a good record at Celtic Park. I don't even think they've ever won that. I don't think they've even won there for quite a long time. So, Livingston fans, let me know when was the last time that you won at Celtic Park, either in the cup or in the league. But I think Celtic will get the job done. But Celtic are not playing in really big confidence at the moment. Because Celtic right now, they're not good. I just don't think they're good enough. It's a complete mess there. Players are low in confidence. Even Brendan Rodgers is low in confidence as well, because one week he can come out victorious, and the other week he can come out as a defeated man. However, I do think Celtic will get the job done here against Livingston. So I'm going to say a 3-0 comfortable win for Celtic. But you never know. You never know with Livingston these days. They can cause upsets. We've seen it in the past. But however, the only times that they can cause upsets against Celtic is when they play at Ammerveld, at their ground. So you never know. You never know with Livingston. But yeah. And now let's move on just down the road for Livingston to Edinburgh. To Edinburgh, not for Hearts, but probably for the tie of the round. I am talking about Hibs versus Rangers. Now, Hibs and Rangers, obviously, they haven't. I don't think they've even played in the Scottish Cup against each other since the 2016 final, when they were both in the second tier of Scottish football. And obviously, Hibs won 3-2 thanks to a brace from Anthony Stokes, who was actually a Celtic player on loan at the time. And obviously, David Gray. And he ended Hibs' 114-year wait to win the Scottish Cup, which is quite mental. Obviously, Hibs still sell some merchandise related to that final to this day. When I went, obviously, they still have pictures of when David Gray scored the winning goal. But however, though, the two have transformed since then. Well, transformed, but, you know, Rangers have really transformed, but Hibs, maybe not. But obviously, Hibs, they've been like Aberdeen this season. Like, it's just been disappointing. Saying that, though, they have been disappointed for quite a few seasons now, Hibs. Apart from the 2020-2021 season, where they actually finished 4th or 3rd. I think they finished 4th, yeah. For what I can remember. And Hibs, obviously under Mick Montgomery, obviously I haven't seen any Hibs games lately. I haven't seen any Hibs games lately. Hang on, let me just turn my phone off. There we go. So people won't disturb me. But yeah. Now, let's talk about Rangers real quick as well. What a time right now to be a Rangers fan on the blue side of Glasgow. Celtic slipping up yet again. Rangers capitalising. And now for the first time all season, Rangers are top of the league. And to be honest with you, they have deserved it. They can't deny that. Even Celtic fans can't deny it. They have been miles better than Celtic over these last couple of months, actually. Well, yeah, so even though Celtic were... Well, actually, particularly the last couple of weeks, since the winter break, actually, I think the winter break has actually done Rangers good, actually, because... Even though with a new manager... Celtic was still like 7 points ahead going into the winter break, and now they're 2 points behind. Now, what a turnaround at Ibrox. If you look at it, Philippe Clermont obviously already has won Rangers a trophy this season by winning the Viaplay Cup. Won the Viaplay Cup earlier this season. And obviously they could win the league. They're still in the Scottish Cup, and more importantly, they're still in Europe. They're still in the Europa League. So, could Rangers win the quadruple? Now, could you imagine that if Rangers win all 4 trophies? 2 cups, the league and the Europa League. Wow. That would be the greatest feat a Scottish club has ever done. Even better than Celtic's treble winner. 3 treble winners in a row from 2016-17 to 2019 to 2020. But however, Rangers, they've actually have a good record at Easter Road. They haven't even lost there since 2006, if I'm correct. So, Hibs, they're not in good form at the moment. They're so inconsistent. And by the way, I'll be backing them to lose the Edinburgh derby next week as well against Hearts. So yeah, enough about that. But I'm gonna say for saying that though, all of Rangers' wins at Easter Road are quite narrow wins actually. Apart from last season when they won 3-1 and obviously they drew 2-2, but I'm gonna say Hibs 2, Rangers 3. I'm gonna say Rangers to win 3-2 at Easter Road. Now that would be that is gonna be a good game, a really, really, really good game. But yeah. I think Rangers right now, they are the best team in Scotland, even better than Celtic right now. Miles better than Celtic. Even though they haven't been in recent years, but maybe apart from the year when they won the league in 2021 behind closed doors. But however, I feel like this time round, it would be even sweeter if Rangers won the league, because I feel like with Rangers, they can get to celebrate the title in front of their own fans, with the fans. So it's in the stadium, by the way, not gathered outside Ibrox. So yeah, I think Rangers will win 3-2 and they'll advance to their third Scottish Cup semi-final in a row. Sorry. And now let's move on to probably the most interesting tie, I'd say. The final quarter-final, Greenock Morton versus Hearts. Now, Hearts, obviously, they got to the final 2 years ago. And obviously, I went to the semi-final against Hibs. If you haven't checked that out, it's on the channel now. It's well on the channel now. And the support I've got from the Hearts fans on that video is quite remarkable. Obviously, I was in the Hearts end. It is mental. But yeah, Greenock Morton, whoa, what a story. Beating Motherwell in the last round. Obviously, I didn't watch it, but what a story for Greenock Morton. It's remarkable to think, how can these lower league teams, say last season, for instance, we've had, if I remember, I think in one semi-final we had, in one quarter-final actually, we had Falkirk against Ayr United. We've had Ayr United under Lee Bullen, by the way, who I actually met, by the way, when I went to Ayr United. A great guy. Falkirk won. Inverness, Thistle, they got to the final last year, but obviously lost to Celtic. But now, obviously, they're knocked out now because following Hibs' victory over them in the last round. Don't get me wrong. It is remarkable what Doug Emery Doogie's done at Capitol Park. It really is quite remarkable what he's done there. The fight, the spirit all season. By the time of this recording, they currently sit 4th in the championship, by the way. Looking good this season. Hearts, obviously, they sit comfortably in 3rd in the Scottish Premiership. And they're actually 10 points behind Celtic. So maybe Hearts, could they still get up to 2nd? Who knows? But you never know. But Hearts are, under Stephen Naismith right now, Hearts are literally the 3rd best team in the league right now. And by the way, Hearts, in fact, they actually do love the Scottish Cup. Even though they lost the final to Rangers 2 years ago, they know how to do well in the Cup. I feel like Motherwell to Hearts is a different class of opposition, I think, for Greenock Morton. By the way, don't get me wrong, I would love it if Greenock Morton won, by the way, so they can still have a magnificent cup run. But I think Hearts right now, they've got different quality, so I'm going to say a 3-0 win for Hearts. So now let's move on to the Wheel of Fortune. And now, guys, I am now on Wheel of Fortune, or Wheel of Names, whatever. So, obviously, I predicted the 4 semi-finalists. I think there will be Kilmarnock, Celtic, Rangers, and Hearts. So, whatever we do, let's get straight into things. So, the first team drawn, it's Hearts. So who did he get? Oh! Oh! Hearts versus Rangers at Hampden. So it will be Celtic against Kilmarnock then in the other semi-final. But who will be the home team? It is Kilmarnock. So then, obviously, the only team left, it is obviously Celtic. Celtic, obviously, so, yeah. So, yeah. Wow. Okay, so the semi-final draw has been made. So the first semi-final, it is actually the repeat of the final 2 years ago. It is Hearts versus Rangers. Now this would be quite intense. Edinburgh versus Glasgow. Rangers versus Hearts. Now, these two have actually had some cup history as well in the past. Obviously, Hearts beating Rangers in the final in 1998. Well, obviously, Hearts had like John Robertson playing for him. And obviously, they won it in 2012. Obviously, they beat Hibs 5-1 at the final. Obviously, they also won it in 2006 against Gretna. Against Gretna, by the way. A lot of Gretna fans might even forgot they got to the Scottish Cup final. But Rangers... yeah. Quite mad. It's quite mental. Obviously, Hearts, they played Rangers earlier this season. Obviously, they won 1-0 at Tynecastle. Abdullah Sima scoring the winning goal. And obviously, Hearts have played in the cup. Obviously, if this does happen, by the way, you could be wrong. It could even be the Edinburgh derby. You never know if Hibs beat Rangers, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Because Rangers right now are literally too good right now. So, this is quite a tight game. Hearts and Rangers have been two of the best teams in the league in recent form, particularly since Philly Clermont took over Rangers. Actually, obviously Hearts have picked up like 40 points or something like that, but Rangers picked up 49. If I'm correct, then that's quite remarkable to think. This is the first time I'm going to say it. I'm going to say Hearts 2, Rangers 2, after 90 minutes, and after extra time. I think Rangers are just going to win on penalties. I'm going to say Rangers to win 6-5 on penalties, on penalty kicks. So Rangers will advance to the Scottish Cup final on penalties. Now, if that does happen, that would be quite a genius prediction, but you never know. Hearts, they could win, and I wouldn't be shocked if Hearts did eventually win, because obviously they have been good as well recently. And to be fair, even though the Hearts haven't had the greatest start throughout the whole season, they have been good. They've turned their season around. They're comfortably in third place. And by the way, if Hearts do eventually win the final, if Hearts win, by the way, they would get guaranteed European football, group stage European football. So maybe in the Europa League playoff spot. But if they don't win, and if it's an Old Firm final, then Hearts would guarantee group stage football anyway. But it does depend on the other semi-final, of my predicted semi-final. So I think Rangers will break Hearts. Yeah, that was quite bad. I didn't know what Heart and Midlothian Hearts, I'd say. Will break Heart and Midlothian Hearts to send them to the cup final. So the other predicted semi-final, it is Celtic versus Kilmarnock. And now Kilmarnock have been quite good against Celtic in recent year. This season, Celtic's bogey team. Celtic haven't beaten them all season. They've lost twice and they drew. So now, can Kilmarnock make it 4 games unbeaten against Celtic? Or maybe 5, it depends on the split. On the split, of course, in the SPL. If Kilmarnock still be in the top 6, which I think they should do. Have another game at Rugby Park. Ooh. I think Celtic will beat them this time. No more fairy tales for Kilmarnock. But you never know. You never know with Killy. I'm going to say, I think this one is going to be another close one, actually. I'm going to say a 1-0 Celtic scrappy win. I think Kyogo will score the winner. And then the Scottish Cup final is the old firm derby. Celtic versus Rangers at Celtic Park. What I'm on about, at Hampden Park in the Scottish Cup final. Now, can Celtic make it 2 back-to-back Scottish Cup wins, or can Rangers reclaim the title and win the Scottish Cup? And who knows? One of these 2 teams will be the champions of Scotland. Will it be Celtic? Will it be Rangers? Again, I can't really predict all firm games, man, because you never know what Celtic team will turn up or what Rangers team are going to turn up. You just never know you just never know, can you? You just never know. What do I do? Well, don't get me wrong. Rangers, since when Philippe Clermont took over, they have been the best team in the league. Celtic, they've just been so inconsistent all season. They really haven't been good enough, Celtic, this season. In Europe, yeah, you kind of can say fair enough. In Champions League, fair enough, because Scottish clubs, they just can't do anything in the Champions League, unfortunately, which is quite sad, because I'm an England fan. I'm an English fan. I'd like to see Scottish clubs do well in Europe. I really do, but Rangers as well, they're still in Europa League. You never know. Rangers might even get to the Europa League final. So could you just imagine, right? If Rangers win the league, got to this stage, the cup final, and got to play the Europa League final. I think the Europa League final's a few days before the cup final, I think. No, the Europa League final's at the end of May. Or was it a few weeks after? I'm not sure. But this could be good preparation if Rangers get to the final, by the way. I'm not saying they will get to the final of the Europa League. I'm just saying if they do get there. I think it's going to be another extra time, I think. I'm going to say 1-1. And I'm going to say Rangers to nick it after extra time. I'm going to say 2-1 to Rangers. And James Tavernier will score a penalty in the Old Firm derby to win Rangers the Scottish Cup. And I think Rangers will win the 2023-2024 Scottish Cup. Yes, guys. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash a like, subscribe, get your notifications on. Comment down below who do you think will win the Scottish Cup. Comment your predictions as well. Predict the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the final. Comment down below. I would like to see what people would think. So yeah, thank you for watching this video here. Please make sure you smash the like as well, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Love, peace, and seconds.